Awesome. So, my first question for you is can you talk us through the decision to move to EU? Of course, they removed the Asia wildcard slot. How did the whole process work from start to where you guys are now and what the future's looking like with all of this?
So basically, we knew earlier that we wouldn't have a slot for this coming season 6, and we spoke to the boss and we asked him, do we sit out on this? What do we do next? And he's like, I mean, if I have to rob a bank and send you guys there to win the world championship, I'll do that. But good news that I don't have to rob the bank, so I have some money here. So I think that we still keep the dream alive, and I'm gonna send you guys there, and whatever it takes. If you guys need to apply visa, you guys need to stay longer, you guys need to exit the country and come back out and go back in, sprint, do whatever you need to do, because apparently this is what it takes to the process of keeping your dream alive.
Exactly, exactly. And it seems like it's been going fairly well for you guys so far. You've won your first match. Is it nice being able to play all together in the same room?
Yes. Uh, we played the open qualifier earlier, 2 weeks before. We were in Barcelona, and then we came back to Asia, a quick one for like about 15 days, and then we came back to Madrid so that we could play the qualifier for the LAN for the league. And we actually landed in Madrid 2 days before the match because we had some visa issue that we needed to wait for players. So there was a 1 day preparation to play
Ooh.
our first Group A opening match. Actually, not many knows, but process are the process where the behind the scenes that you don't share, and it's sacrifice that everybody needs to make. So apparently, when we played that game, we were still on jet lag. Some of us were sick, and I was very sick. She caught some flu, but yeah, she delivered. Everybody delivered.
Fingers crossed it's a bit smoother sailing for you guys. I know that there's been a load of bumps in the road, but hopefully now everything can be ironed out and the rest of the season is going to be looking good. Now, stepping away from the server a little bit, have you ever been recognized when you're out and about, either, at events, not whilst you're playing, whilst you're, watching, or just out and about in general in the public?
Maybe in Malaysia, yeah, like because I do a lot of workshop in Malaysia where I came from. I do a lot of esport talks. I help the government a little bit here and there. So basically, when I go there, Counter Strike is not the number one game title from where I come from. It's Mobile Legend, it's PUBG Mobile, most of the mobile games. So it's quite rare to just see like myself to go there and then they'll be like, okay, she plays Counter Strike. That's the game that people don't play here, so that's how I'm being recognized again.
And where's the coolest place that you've been able to travel with all of your esports related work?
I would say coolest, I don't know, but most memorable would be Sweden because the first ever, if you do realize, the first ever impact that his SSG played was in John Kuping in Sweden, and for the season 6 that we're trying to qualify is also the same place in Sweden. So
It'd
I
be
guess, yeah,
it'd be really nice to see you guys, come full circle and play there again.
yeah,
Um,
wherever you begin, and then
and
it's where it's gonna end.
do you collect any souvenirs from the places that you go? Are you like a fridge magnet sort of person? Snow globes? Is there anything you get? Are you sort of just a photos and memories person?
So basically, for me, I buy things that is very random, mostly cute things that come from that particular really chain or that particular country. But Olga, she collects snow globe, not not for herself, but she buys it for my mom and her mom.
Oh, that's so
So
sweet.
everywhere, ever since she joined us, and everywhere she goes, like Dallas, Valencia, she would buy those snow globes, and we would carry it carefully home for her mom and for my mom. And she doesn't buy it for herself.
I love that. That's really sweet. And are your parents really supportive? I know that you said that the snow globes are being bought. Do they sometimes watch your events, come and support, or are they sort of like we support what you're doing, but we're a little bit confused?
All the time. They understand the game because we have been participating in a few impact tournaments, so they watched it. And as for my mom, because of the time zone, like I'm like right now, I'm like 10 a.m. She's like about 6, so our games would be about 7 p.m.
Mm,
on where I'm at now, and she would have it at 1 a.m. And if it goes to BO3, it would be like to 4 a.m., 3 a.m.
mm.
for her, and she would still watch it. And she would say, she would give her remarks like, She would tell me, "Oh, it's okay, nice try. It was so close, but you guys got your nerve, you guys a little bit panic." She have her like say her comments and stuff, but she understands fully like what we go through, what's the process. Maybe she doesn't understand threats. So a big gun means an op, a small gun means a pistol, and a machine gun would be like something that you shoot very fast. That's how she, like you always have a small gun. I'd be like, yeah, because I didn't have money. So we would talk
That's
and we would laugh. Yeah.
I love that so much. And the moral support I can imagine is amazing, especially when you're playing quite far from home. I can imagine that's something that helps ease maybe the nerves and homesickness. Do you get homesick much?
Yes. This is the first trip. Sorry, the sound is a coffee machine banging.
Oh, that's all good.
So,
It's early for you guys. It's early.
so this is the first trip that I myself would be with the team for almost 2 months abroad. That is quite far in Asia. And before we came here, like I would say, we have a lot of like family commitment. Like one players in itself, our parents didn't had good health. We're very close to our parents, and you imagine the mental strength that we need to have before we even board the plane and just leave and say, okay, this is our dream. So there was a lot of process before we even came here, not just preparing ourselves in Counter Strike, but also preparing ourselves in real life. So it has been, I would say, the beginning of a roller coaster right now. There's still more, like about 50 plus days of a roller coaster right here. So
Long
hopefully
one.
that things would be okay. And my job is to make sure the team is intact and to make sure my teammates, as people, they will call back home every day. Uh, Even sometimes they feel like, no, my mom sleep is like, okay, do it later. I'll remind them. We have like a call time to call our mom, our dads, check on them, because that would be the biggest blessing to have a happy ending in all this.
That's amazing, and it's great to see that you guys keep in touch. And we see this a lot in a lot of the documentaries that ESL puts out, and in a lot of the content that we see. You're very much like a role model, not only to your team, but to just sort of the women's scene in general. Does that maybe add any extra pressure? Do you see it this way as well? Sort of how does it feel to be in that sort of position of being more veteran on the scene and bringing these people up?
Okay, so basically, I wouldn't call it like a pressure because growing up for me, it has been a very natural thing to care more than usual because I come from a family where I have a brother where he's not really like he was born with a little bit of defect on the heart. So I would always be the one caring too much for him. And when I joined Counter Strike team, I see that the game has a lot of emotion. Like people somehow function with their emotion. When the emotions are bad, the game would be bad. When the emotions are good, the game would be good. So that's what I observe. And keeping those things in check is very important for me, for the team, and for where I'm at right now. So I would say like there are days where I would just be the IGL or the team captain that would say, okay, this needs to be done, just do it. I don't care. I don't care what you go through. Like example, like Anna was very sick during the tournament and I had to remind her that she's physically sick, but in her mind she's not. So she could do it. She could come out and still shoot people and do whatever she's comfortable with. Those are the things that I guess that um I would say complicated things, a bit of wishy-washy things people don't want to do because those are the currency of energy. You have to spend more energy, and sometimes being myself, before I even enter the game, there's 1,000 things that I need to look at. Like maybe Olga is not feeling so good today. Maybe Shao is she woke up in the wrong side of the bed. Maybe my coach is a little bit annoyed with the problems that we are giving him every day. The same thing about the same pistol that we can't even do well. So we need to find balance and all that. But as far as I'm concerned, being myself is very easy because I have a great team, uh, great teammates, and I have the best org, I would say, for myself, that they are very supportive. So I'm going to show you something.
Let's see.
Okay, so like I said, it has been a sprint, right? A crazy sprint for myself. And I had to prepare a lot of things coming here. And as much as the girls need to prepare, whatever I need to prepare is like times two. And yesterday, I got this.
I think I saw the photo on Instagram. It's incredible. So is it like
I
a
never
team
got the
present
flowers
or?
before. to be honest.
I
So I
love
got
it.
flowers for my team, and I got a note. It says, "Thank you for taking care for all of us, and we love you, JFI." So
That's so sweet.
so the things that I sacrifice for myself to not go on dates, my teammates giving me, and that they're reminding me that we're here too, and it's worth it, you know. So like I said, it's not easy. Yes, there's pressure, but the people I'm with makes it easy because they understand the process. They understand the things that I do, and we don't keep score. Like I don't do three, and then Olga needs to do three. We don't do that to each other. We do it willingly.
I love that, and it really shows when you guys come out as a team and so strong as well that you've got the foundations behind it all. Because I think that's something that gets overlooked a lot in esports is that there are people behind the players as well. Um, Now, with the Asia wildcard slot going, we've talked about that a little bit. We're not likely to get to see much of the region. We don't really know what the plans for 2025 and 6 are going to be with those slots as well. Say that we don't get to see any more Asia wildcard slots, at least not for a while. Are there any players that you would really love to highlight and see maybe make the same transition over to another region at some point and play that might not necessarily get the spotlight that they deserve?
Um, I mean, when you cut out a region slot, it's actually not just limiting, but you're cutting a lot of opportunities for people who wants to pick up Counter-Strike as one of their main games or one of the competitive games that they want to play, which is a bit sad. But to me, I feel that that's what's happening right now in reality. But what I install in my mind, it's still the same thing. I'm fighting for the slot, and I do not want to even think that there won't be a slot in the future. And by all means, they don't even need to give it back because probably in ESL's mind or whoever's mind would say they could fly in anywhere in Europe and play. That's us, right? But what about the others? What about the newcomers? What about the new academy teams that we would have in Asia and stuff like that? So opportunities are being cut very badly when an event is being cut only to a certain region. And if you call it a world tournament, I think it's only fair to have everybody there to be able to showcase their skills and their talents. And for God knows, like maybe we'll have like a mini donk in Asia, a female version. You'll never know right now because we never know for sure that even it being in HSG, we have compete in like 4 to 5 season. We don't even have a slot, and we have to come to Europe and play this slot. And I wouldn't say it's a nice thing for us. It's not even a nice thing to do. It feels you don't belong, but it's a competitive tournament, and at the end of the day the rules are set, and if you're not breaking any rules it's fine, you know but for me, I just feel that there's a lot of talent from where I come from. It's just that the opportunity is very, very limited. It's given. I'm not saying it's not given at all. It's given, but it's very, very limited. And I understand why because I'm playing in Europe right now in the league. I've seen the talent. I've seen it, and it's amazing. But I still feel it's best to have more opportunities for everyone. To be fair.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more with you there. Um, Now, following on from that, what do you think the next steps for the women's scene should be, need to be in an ideal world to make it even better? And because there's always a lot of discourse online, I know that tweets were made when I think it was PGL announced all of their dates, and
Mm.
I think it was one of the Navi Javelin players said, "Are we going to get to see any women's event?" And there was a lot of backlash from that as well. What do you think we need to do to make that women's scene to bridge the gap, to make it better, and to bring everyone up?
I guess it won't hurt, to have like one event for a female event, a new female event other than ESL, aside from ESL Impact, to see for a year. And sometimes it has always been that way, like I wouldn't say in any sport, but in esport, that the women's is always the second one to the male ones. And I just feel that it shouldn't be that way. Yes, we do talk about sponsorship, money here and there, but that's how it is. Like it's for the event people to make it happen. And you have the base data for the players, you have the teams, you have big orgs coming in and forming the female team, the female squad. But the opportunity is very limited, and it shouldn't be that way. Everyone should have a chance to have a go at it. And like I said, I've been playing 4 to 5 ESL Impact, and this time around is very significant. The way we're playing this qualify, we get to play the league, we get to experience it. But my hope has always been the same, so that I could have a league in Asia. And how that's going to happen, we don't know. because at the end of the day, if you come to me and ask me how can we make that happen, I can give you 1,000 ways. I can give you 1,000 ways. I can speak to my boss and we can see what we can do there. But it has to come from the people that is that is in power to give those opportunity, because we can't force it. And yeah, so I hope that there will be more female tournament. It doesn't matter like what events it is, or why. We don't need to tell why do we need more female tournament, and then you have to put like 10 things of the list. That you don't need that. You just, it's a competition, if there's a category for the male and the female, they should have both. You don't go to the Olympics and ask why is there less slot, or why. There's no such thing. You just have it, and you let them compete. And if it's, which I don't believe it's bad that we don't have enough players or we don't have enough orgs. It's not true. The more opportunity the girls have, the more orgs going to come in, the more they're going to feel more confident to have it. Because not everyone is fortunate as how we are in his SG to have such boss, my boss, that would put everything he has for some, for people like us, and for a region that is the slot has been taken away. Not everyone's going to be this fortunate, and we are very fortunate. And for how long we would last, I don't even know. So maybe the next season, if we don't have a slot, we might not be able to even go to the next tournament, or maybe there will be a PGL tournament for Europe, but not for us. So for me, I feel that if you're gonna do something, and we're already passing 2024, it should be the best. Good is not, it's not gonna cut it. It has to be the best. So because we already live in like I don't know, in the future. So everything should be times two better. Like whatever you're doing right now, it's like I wouldn't have this opportunity from where I come from. But look at me today. Like, I get to speak to you. Like you would wait for me, you write me and you tell me, okay, Ramona, we want to have an interview with you. This is all opportunity even you're giving me. I wouldn't have this. So yeah, I hope that the other, I don't know, department, division, the one with the power or whatever it is, would make it better for all of us, for themselves, for their product. At the end of the day, without us, there's no you. Without you, there's no us. That's how I look at it.
Exactly. And the future is now, so, keep putting it off, and it's never going to get done. It's never going to get better.
Yeah.
I've got two more questions for you.
Okay.
Looking more at you as a person. So, your name, GFI, and then the little dash. What does it stand for? What's the dash for? Where did it come from?
Okay, so I have a GFI. It has no meaning. I used to have a nickname that's called Goldfish, because I like animals, but I never had a fish. It's a goldfish. And yeah, so I thought it would be silly to just keep the same name for so long and playing Counter Strike for so long, and then like Goldfish. Oh my goodness, I don't know. Even you're laughing right now. So
I love it. I love it. I'm a big fan of fish. My side job, or my dream side job at the moment, is I really want to work in an aquarium. It's this running
right.
joke. Um,
Okay, but yeah, a
it's
goldfish
a
is
long
like,
story, but I love fish. Are you gonna get a goldfish maybe one day? Is that on the cards?
yes. If I eventually win something from all this, if I eventually come out on top, yes, I'll have one goldfish. Then I would spend more time being with that goldfish than being in front of the computer. I think that's the goal. That's
That's
the goal.
that's an amazing goal to have. And then my final question for you is, what's one thing that you wish the world knew about you? Anything at all. It could be anything small, big, anything that you just want to get out there that you wish people really knew about you.
Hmm. It's hard.
Okay.
uh, hmm, that I guess that I've experienced it firsthand. That being selfless doesn't cost you anything. Yeah, I think that's the one thing. I try very hard sometimes for myself to try and be selfish so that I could gain something for myself, to protect, to have some walls. That's what people say. It's a bit in depth, but for me, I feel that for people who doesn't know me, I would like them to know that uh, for the first, like for the first hand experience that I've had in my life, that if I have to choose between being selfish or not being selfish, I've always choose not be selfish, and I gain a lot more than I lose, actually. But in that moment when I become selfless, people say, "Oh my God, you're so stupid. You shouldn't do this. This is why you need to be selfish." At that moment, yeah, I feel like I lost. But as time gradually passed, from that decision I've made, a selfless decision, at the end of the day, I gain so much. So for wherever I am right now, for whatever I've gained, for whatever I've achieved, for whoever I've met, I have always chose to be selfless, and that's where I am today. That's where it has brought me today. So it sounds like it's very hard to believe, but it is the truth.
I think if more people sort of had that mindset, more people like you, the world would be an infinitely better place.
Say
Yeah,
that, but okay. We're
there,
not perfect, okay, but okay.
nobody's perfect, but you know you're getting up there. Yeah, everyone's got flaws, but there's perfection in the imperfection, isn't there? But thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much.
You've given me some incredibly insightful answers, and thank you so much. And good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.